Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Throughout your life, you've probably learned at least one thing about him. You might know a lot, or even just a little. Abraham Lincoln did more than most people think. Abraham Lincoln was born in Hardin County, Kentucky on February 12, 1809. His parents were Nancy Hanks and Tom Lincoln. He had one older sister named Sally. A while after Abe was born, Tom found out that the laws didn't protect him from people who wanted to poach his land. Tom wasn't happy about this, and so he moved his family to Perry County in Indiana. When they got there, they built the famous log cabin everybody knows about. And it wasn't the greatest place to live considering there was no floor. After they moved there, Nancy got sick with milk sickness. After she got sick with milk sickness, she died. Since Tom was left alone with two kids, he now found it was a struggle to survive without a wife. He left 9-year-old Abe and 11-year-old Sally alone in the woods with barely any food to go find a wife back in Kentucky. The following year, he was gone 6 months. 6 months later, he shows up with Sarah Bush Johnston and 2 new kids. While Abraham Lincoln was the 16th president, there was a civil war going on between the North and the South. The North was against slavery and the South was for it. After the election of 1860, the South was mad because Abraham Lincoln was against slavery. So this caused the South states to secede from the Union. Since Lincoln was against slavery, he issued the Emancipation Proclamation on September 22, 1862. This document stated that all slaves in the South must be freed, but this did not apply to some of the border southern states. Although President Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation to free slaves, very few were even freed. On November 19, 1863, President Lincoln was invited to Gettysburg at the scene of the battle. There he gave his famous Gettysburg Address speech. This speech was less than 3 minutes long, and it's said to be one of the most famous speeches ever given. It's rumored that Lincoln wrote the 3-minute speech on a train from Washington, D.C. to Gettysburg. Edward Everett, the speaker before Lincoln, gave a 2-hour speech, and Everett quotes, "I should be glad if I could flatter myself that I came as near to the central idea of the occasion in 2 hours as you did in 2 minutes." The Gettysburg Address talked about the soldiers who have fought and died during the battle at Gettysburg, and how they were placing a cemetery there in honor of those who have died. It says that those who have died and fought did not die in vain.